Y'all, it's your girl Monét, and you're watching The Exchange Rate, the best show on YouTube, hosted by a drag queen on Thursday that starts at approximately 5:33 p.m. If you've been stuck in the quarantine sunken place, as I like to call it, where like it's been Wednesday for like 4 days now, you go to bed at 7 a.m., but you wake up at 6 p.m., so the sun is setting, but you think the sun is waking. Girl, I've just been in a weird sunken quarantine place, and that's okay. It's a vibe, it's a mood, and you just get through it, and then you just, you live your life, and you just pick up the pieces and move on. So in case you've been there and you don't know what's going on, or you're just homophobic, Rain on Me by Lady Gaga and Ariana Grande has hit the streets, girl! And the homosexuals, and some of the straighties too, are really feeling it. And it is a good song. Rain on Me is fierce. I love it. It's a good song. But some people are getting a little crazy. Jan Sport tweeted talking about Rain on Me is the new Enough is Enough. Girl, you getting crazy. Enough is Enough by Barbra Streisand and Donna Summer is a timeless song. Now, I don't know when it came out. I want to say the late 70s, early 80s, I think. And the song is still, bitch, she is still hitting now. You play that song at 3 a.m. at the gay club, the homos are living. I don't know if Rain on Me will be that in the year, what are we now, 20? In the year, bitch, okay, Enough is Enough, that's 50 years ago. In 50 years, will we still be, Rain on Me, baby? I don't know if that's all symbiotic. That's not the word, but we're using it. We're going, we're vibing. And I also had a really deep thought, as we do when we are when you're in bed and you finally put the TV off and you put the phone down and you're have all the crazy thoughts. You're like, oh shit, I have to pee. Should I get up and pee? If I get up and pee, it's gonna make me more awake. Anyway, at one of those times in my life last night, I was thinking this corona situation is gonna fuck up the fall TV line. We're not gonna have anything new for the fall. I don't think people were banking Hollywood was banking shit with this in mind. So I think our fall TV lineup is going to be really messed up. Are we going to, is everyone going to go the SNL route? Are we going to have Zoom sitcoms? Imagine a whole sitcom done on Zoom. That just sounds really bad to me, but it might be what we have to deal with at least from September to November, because then they'll start to film in September, so we'll get new stuff for the spring. I don't know. I'm just very nervous about fall TV. I love TV, and I'm really, really, really scared for my TV. And in talking about TV, it is the week of the RuPaul's Drag Race grand finale. Tomorrow night, we finally get the winner of season 12 between Gigi, Crystal, or Jada. Now, if you want to see those three queens on The Exchange Rate, on Build, I did 3 special interviews with all 3 of them, which will be airing tomorrow, starting from noon, 3, and 6 o'clock. Honestly, it was really great. The girls looked great. They were really fun interviews, and make sure you watch our Countdown to the Crown tomorrow, Friday, from 12 to 6 p.m. on the Build series. Look out for those on my Instagram, on my YouTube, whatever. And I've also realized that Drag Race season is just super long. It normally is long. We normally have a lot of Drag Race. But when they threw Celebrity Drag Race in the mix, then we were getting literally 4 hours of Drag Race. And now we're at the halfway point, and All Stars is starting next week. So we have 10 more weeks of Drag Race, which in this situation, I don't think we're all mad, but it just feels really daunting. And but needless to say, I'm excited for the finale. I'm excited for All Stars, and it's gonna be lit! Woo! It's another delicious show here at Mo Money Studios, because today we have the beautiful, the stunning, the goddess, Eva Marcille, and the lovely Ben Shimkus. But first, let's get into the game. Do not feel that wobble. Feel that wobble. I have to say, I put on this look today, and I felt like an old person trying to look young. I just turned 30 years old in February, but I feel like I don't know if it's mentally or physically, I feel like an old person trying to look cool. Am I giving that vibe, or do I look like a young person that's just cool? I also was going to put on this choker, and Patty was like, do not put that on. You literally look like a big Ariana Grande impersonator. So he's opted for no choker. I just give you this look. But I feel very cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know, it's very Khloe Kardashian. On Keeping Up with Her Kardashians, she loves like a denim moment. And she has that good American bland. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to say it was bland. Good American brand. And she is a hot topic right now because I had to say, she put out these pictures on her IG and I was like, girl, what in the Doctor's Dismore am I the fuck looking at? All right. So Kardashians are no stranger to plastic surgery. We all know none of them look like what they did when we first met them. Kim K, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Okay, these are two different faces, all right, from season 1 Kardashians to now, which is fine. Kylie Jenner. I mean, but a little bit of Kylie Jenner is like, is it age that now she looks different? Or is this a lot of work done? Definitely the body. She definitely got some body stuff done. But the face, I mean, Exhibit A, Exhibit B. Kourtney is the one she stayed consistent. Kourtney does like really, really minor things that you don't really notice. Kourtney pretty much looks like how she does. Like, that's Kourtney. But Khloe motherfucking Kardashian. Let's look at Khloe's season 1. And this is Khloe now, this picture she put out. Girl. We've all been guilty of going ham on the Facetune and then you look back and you know the picture don't look like you, but you're like, bitch, I still look cute. So you post it anyway. So I think, I'm hoping that that's like what Khloe looks like. Because honestly, it is a jolting difference from what she used to look like. And Khloe had changed a lot. I mean, she's always been the big sister in more ways than one. And that's not shade. Like, she just looks like she's from a bigger stock. In my family, I'm already a big man. My brother is a big man, all right? And we're from the same from the same breed of livestock. He's just a bigger man. So Khloe's always been the bigger sister, but I mean, and she's got her body really small. And this face... But what kills me is that sometimes they really act like they don't get the surgery. Like, remember when Kim did that whole episode and she like went to the doctor and they did like x-rays and stuff to show that her ass was real? Yeah, we're not saying your ass is like silicone. We're saying that you got fat from other people or from other places and you added it to your ass. Bitch, your ass was not this big. Like we can go back and look at old videos and pictures and know that that's not true. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to get away with. Khloe has always said that she like would like get her nose done, but she's never admitted to getting like major surgery, which is giving me very RuPaul the Reunion with that damn blue face mask. I'm like, RuPaul, what you done got snippified? Mm-hmm. And if Khloe got this during quarantine, I think that's what people are really bugged out about. Is like, did Khloe get like elective procedures when we're supposed to be locked down? So I think that's why she may be a little nervous about it, but who knows? Plastic surgery, listen, I'm all for the plastic surgery, bitch. I want to get some stuff done on my own. But, and I guess, I don't think celebrities need to let us know when they got stuff done. That's their prerogative if they want to. But, bitch, we see you, okay? Another person that we see very clearly these days, I saw the sign, and I love it, is Miss Doja Cat. Now, I'm a big Doja Cat fan. A friend of mine introduced me to her song, Moo, bitch, I'm a cat. Like, I've been liking her since then. And a lot of allegations have come out about her. Number one, she had that song in 2015 that she put out, Didn't Do Nothing, which people speculated that it was making fun of police brutality survivors or police brutality homicides like Sandra Bland. People saying it was racist and yada, yada, yada. And Doja Cat is half black. So I'm not... And she's saying that the song was not... it was not making fun of police brutality. I mean, I'm not in her brain. I don't know. She never hinted that she did, but everyone is speculating that she did. So that I'm going to leave alone. But her involvement with incels is where I'm taking her to task. So, incel stands for involuntarily celibate. And it stands for nerdy guys who have a really hard time hooking up, whether in college or just in life. And incels, they promote a lot of misogyny. They're not a nice group or subsection of people. And she's roped, like they like go on OnlyFans and they find women on OnlyFans and they screenshot their stuff or they download the videos or they get it however way they can and they share it with their family. Like, that is fucking shady. That's what a lot of incel folks do. So they're very problematic. And Doja Cat, she would like people like share like receipts of her in these group chats and these voice chats with incel folk. And people have shared the screenshots and the videos. Some of them were as still this year, like weeks ago. It's not something that she did like back in like 2015, 2014, whatever. These are like weeks ago that she did this. And, you know, this company has since come out saying that Doja Cat was never part of any misogynistic or racist rhetoric in the chat rooms or the videos. But I'll let you decide. You guys watch. Let's like watch the video and let's make a conscious decision together.
I'm going to start with, I'm very sorry to anybody who's taken offense, to anybody who I've hurt, who I have hurt.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, girl. This is... yeah, we're taking this month, and it's just not cool. She went, she did she did a written statement on Instagram saying, I shouldn't have been in some of those chat room sites, but I personally have never been involved in any racist conversations. I'm sorry to everyone I've offended. She also said that, she also goes on to say that she is a black woman. Half my family is black from South Africa, and I'm very proud of where I come from. You know, but I guess in all of this, she took responsibility for going into the chat. She took responsibility for her writings and her recordings, but she's just stating that they were not racist and that she's not been involved in that rhetoric. So I think time will tell. I mean, we know when motherfuckers are shady and racist and problematic. Like, we know. Like, us, like, we feel that we know. So let's see what Doja Cat does with all of this. Moving on, I want to talk about someone I really respected as a kid was Amanda Bynes. Like, she was honestly at the forefront of a lot of big stuff as a kid. Like, she had her own comedy sketch show when she was, like, a teenager. She had, like, all these movies. Like, she was the it girl back then. Do you remember the Amanda... Was it the Amanda Bynes? No, just the Amanda Show. Just the Amanda Show. And the movie She's the Man. Like, Amanda Bynes was great. And, you know, she had that big downfall when she said all that shit about RuPaul. You remember that? She had, like, a lot of stuff going on. And she blamed it on drug use and having mental disorders. And she seems to be on the up and up. So I want to give Amanda Bynes a big old shout out. I don't know if she watches the exchange rate. Maybe she do. Maybe she don't. I don't know. But she went on the IG and she posted a photo. She's getting her bachelor's degree from Fashion Institute of California. And she's trying to get a 4.0 GPA. And she's looking forward to starting an online store is one of her future goals. And she spent the last 2 months in treatment. Now, she also this year announced that she was engaged to that guy, Paul, and she announced that they were pregnant. They posted a sonogram, then deleted the sonogram. And she also debuted this heart face tattoo. It's like, now, I'm someone that has very bold tattoos in my life, a hand tattoo, a face tattoo, but I mean, it is a heart tattoo, like, right under her cheek. That's a little, you know, live your life is a little much for my taste. But at least she is getting treatment and she's getting the help that she needs and she's found love in her life. Honestly, love is all we need. Ain't it? Ain't love all we need, girl? So hopefully Amanda Bynes is doing fine. The only thing I'm worried about is her partner, Paul. Apparently her parents don't approve of Paul because they're not allowing so she's under a conservatorship with her mom, Lynn Bynes. And it's kind of like what Britney's under with her dad. Everyone is like, #FreeBritney. So Amanda Bynes is under a conservatorship and her mom is like, no, you're not getting married, which makes me think that her mom doesn't approve of the relationship, which makes me think that this relationship may be toxic, and which makes me think that maybe this partner, Paul, has something to do with Amanda's spin and her downfall. I don't know, but that's weird that her mom is like, no, I'm not allowing you to marry this dude, when it seems to be bringing her so much happiness. So Amanda, good luck to you. Keep on taking care of yourself. And all the kids from the 90s, early 90s, 2000s, we love you, boo. Mwah. And that's the stories for this week. What if in high school, instead of having Mrs. Smilowitz for your 6th period Spanish class, you had Señorita Aventura and her chancla? Well, you know what? Your wish is my command.
Hola, Señorita Pixie Aventura here, and today we're learning about the word cerulean. But I don't know, I'm feeling some kind of way today. Like I'm the substitute teacher? Ooh. I need some help with the blackboard. Cerulean, as an adjective, describes a shade of blue ranging between azure, a bright blue, and a darker sky blue. It could also mean resembling the sky. Sky-colored, sky blue. I mean, whatever blue it is, it all looks the same when you're on your back and your legs are up. The word cerulean comes from the Latin word cerulus, meaning blue, which in turn probably comes from the word celulum, meaning heaven or sky. I mean, look at me. I'm giving you all kinds of sky color blue. You got the late, dark, midnight into like just sunset blue and then bright as day blue. I mean, I have no preferences. Whenever you want to do it, I am down for it. Wait, what? What are we talking about? What was the question? The first recorded use of cerulean as a color was in the year 1590, and then in 1805, the Swiss chemist Andreas Hofner created the pigment that would go on to be used as a paint color for the first time in 1860. Now, what the hell were they painting with cerulean during that time besides skies? Funny you should mention it. It was images of the Virgin Mary. She became wildly popular, and she was usually depicted wearing a blue robe, as befitting the Queen of Heaven. Yes, mama! Clear the runway, mother of the house is here. Enter the Virgin Mary. Category is La Virgen María. Ay, mi virgencita. Ay, mi virgen querida. Tens across the board. Can I get an amen? Amen. The color came to symbolize truth, peace, virtue, and authority. Everything that Monét thinks she has. Basically, your ass needed money to wear any type of blue during this time. And on that note, I think it's time to translate cerulean into Spanish. Translation is azul claro. That means light blue. Can you say azul claro? Claro que sí! Good job! It's acting time. Now, let's put it in a sentence. You go to your closet and you select, I don't know, that lumpy blue sweater, for instance, because you're trying to tell the world that you take yourself too seriously to care about what you put on your back. But what you don't know is that that sweater is not just blue, it's not turquoise, it's not lapis. It's actually azul claro. You're also blindly unaware of the fact that in 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of azul claro gowns. And then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed us azul claro military jackets. And then azul claro quickly showed up in the collections of 8 different designers. Then it filtered down through the department stores, and then it trickled on down into some casual corner where you, no doubt, fished it out of some clearance bin. However, that azul claro represents millions of dollars and countless jobs, and it's sort of comical how you think that you've made a choice that exempts you from the fashion industry, when in fact, you're wearing a sweater that was selected for you by the people in this room from a pile of stuff. And scene. That's all for today's lesson, kids. Thank you so much for passing by. And remember, during trying times, just look out at all those shades of azul claro in the sky. And remember to breathe. We're gonna be okay. Mwah. Hasta luego. My name is Señorita Pixie Aventura. Catch you next time.
Miss Thing, Miss Thing, Miss Thing! Let me just give y'all a few more adjectives to describe our first guest, okay? Charming, radiant, gorgeous, effervescent, charismatic. Need I go on? Let me powder my face so I ain't too oily. Let me get this powder puff and make some noise for Eva Marcille.
Hey, darling.
Eva.
How are you?
Oh, I am so good, Diva. How are you?
I'm out here maxing and relaxing, honey. How you enjoying your coronacation?
You know, I was just talking to a friend. I was like, this sucks, but when life gets back to normal, I'm going to hate getting on a plane. Like, I won't be able to make coin from my apartment.
Oh, absolutely. But the question is, will life ever really go back to normal? What's normal?
I know. What do you think that we're gonna? I think that we're gonna become a mask society, like very Asia. We're all gonna have masks on all the time, no handshakes.
Well, I tell you what, I won't be doing is hugging people that I don't know because they're your cousin. That I won't be doing anymore. Because that's your friend. No.
How is everything over here at Chateau Sterling?
Listen, it is actually amazing. You know, we bought our house back in November and we were on the road hustling and hustling. And so with this pandemic, it gave us the opportunity to really sit down and enjoy our home.
Yeah.
And it's been nice. You know, we have three little ones. The newest is only
3
7 months.
kids. Yeah.
Actually, what's today? When he's 8 months today.
Oh, happy 8th month birthday, Maverick.
Yes, Maverick is 8 months today. And so to be able to, spend this time with him as he gets bigger, it seems like they just grow so fast.
Yeah.
Marley was Maverick's age like yesterday, and now
Yeah.
she's 6. So, it's giving me an opportunity to really slow down, honey, and get my skin clear, grow my edges back.
I feel like you're probably a fierce at-home teacher mom. Are you giving Marley? Do you have to like
Honey,
do all those classes?
This whiteboard, I am not playing with this whiteboard. She graduated last week, but before she graduated, I was so sincere about it. I mean, even when we start the morning, it's a light breakfast, not even a full breakfast, because I
Word.
need you to
Okay.
get up and get ready. So yes, we sincere about this homeschooling.
So now the first time we saw you on Housewives of Atlanta, you and Nene were friends, but from part 3 of the reunion, I think that has expired. Is that safe to say?
I think what I have come to realize, and I'm okay with it now. I think I was her friend, but she was not really my friend. And I think
Ah.
I'm realizing that now. And truth hurts sometimes. Reality kind of, swift kicking ass. But it is what it is. I definitely held her in high regard and had a level of respect and expectation for her. Not like she was my pastor, but definitely being a woman, to have gone through some things in life and to have overcome a lot.
Yeah.
I looked up to her sister, and I don't know what she thought, but obviously it wasn't the same thing I thought.
Well, with everything with Giovanna, I mean, okay, so Joanna, I think I don't even know her name properly, child. Yo-Yo, I'm gonna call her Yo-Yo.
Okay, yeah.
Yo-Yo. With Snakegate, I definitely believe, I'm like on a 50-50. Some of it sounded plausible, but there were just some holes in the story. Like, do you think she was telling the whole truth?
Well, this is my and watch the show. I will be the first person not to want to believe Miss Giovanna, because we have a sketchy, start. So I'm definitely looking at her side eye, but you got to look at the facts. The facts are Nene was not there to defend herself,
Yeah.
left because the girl was coming to tell the truth. Um, Slapped her with a cease and desist, so she didn't speak her truth, which is, if
Yeah.
there's nothing to hide,
Why?
why does it matter?
Yeah.
So my thing is not that I believe every single thing that comes out of her Giovanna's mouth, but what does she have to hide?
Yeah.
That's
It's
my
like,
question.
yeah, like why run? I'm like, this is the moment. Like you've been talking up all this shit. Like this is your point to be like, actually, Giovanna, you said this and set the record straight. But she
And
ran,
look,
girl.
I'm not saying Ivana's a perfect person. I felt like she came on there and was like, yeah, that was my homegirl, and we was supposed to set y'all up, and that was the plan. Not
Yeah.
saying it was a cool plan, but obviously there was some involvement there. I was floored. I was flabbergasted. I knew it wasn't what we all thought it was, though. I
Yeah.
thought it was Marlo.
Yeah.
So
I
I
thought
had to
watching it, I was like, oh, it's definitely Marlo.
I would have bet my bottom dollar. I told everybody it was I told Marlo it was Marlo. And then I had to literally eat my words and apologize, because I feel like we all make mistakes, and we all have the ability to change. And the person that Marlo showed me she was initially
Yeah.
versus who she's growing on me to be now, definitely bite my words. And I apologize to her in front of everybody. The
Yeah.
same form in which I said she was guilty. I, ate my
Yeah.
own words.
Which I think that's why the fans and the viewers like you so much, because when people say like you're not ashamed to own up to what you said, like yeah, I said this, I'm like my bad, like it is what it is. What
But I'm not gonna own up to what I didn't say.
exactly?
Y'all not gonna give me your projections and your insecurities and your personal issues and your judgments on me. That I won't take. But if I
Tea.
did something wrong, I will say I'm sorry.
Oh, Eva, I love you. Another person who I got to say, I know she has a storyline this season, but Tanya, I think that Tanya is trying to do an
It's
Eva.
Tanya.
See, Tanya, Tisha,
Yes.
Tanya. I think she's trying to pull an Eva where you came in season 10 and then people wanted to see on their TV. So now you set a hole in your peach. I think Tanya thinks that's going to be her role, but she just comes off to be so annoying. Is that the general consensus, or do y'all vibe with her?
You know what? Coming into this season and even last season, I rocked with Tanya. You know, her fiance and my husband went to college together.
Oh, okay.
House, have known each other for years, and so we came in with a little bit of a friendship because of that.
Yeah.
I talked to her daily. It was a lot of times when she didn't speak to anyone but me, but how those tables turn, I'll tell you. I got a saying about how those tables turn. I don't know. I don't expect her to take my gripes, but what I do expect her to be is her own person.
Right.
And that I don't see. I don't know where she got lost in the throes of things, but like she went from person to Portia's lapdog do girl. Like what is
it was
happening
so
here?
like such a switch.
And from last year, like crying after Nene told her to shove a peach up her vagina. You know what I'm saying? And oh my God, I'm so disgusted. Like who speaks like that? And now she's like her best. I can't with her. I know I don't trust her as far as I can throw her, and she's a thick one. No. At all.
Oh, I live, girl, I live. The Reed Queen of Real Housewives of Atlanta, Eva. Now, Eva, speaking of Reeds, Eva, I come from a very long line of shade. When you said PJ looked like Dennis, Eva, I know shade. I smell it a mile away. That was
PJ
shade.
does look like Dennis. This is the thing. The thing is, the shade is not that she looks like him. The shade is that she has a problem with the fact that she looks like him. That's the shade, because my son looks like me. I don't think that that's bad. I don't think that means he's feminine. I don't think that means anything. My daughter looks like her donor. I never felt offended by the fact that she, looks like him. My other son looks like, I don't get offended. So the question is, why you mad? Because right. The baby looked like her daddy.
Yeah, and I mean, it's undeniable. The baby looks just like Dennis. Like, no shade.
Why is she so mad to where she literally made it her whole storyline? Like, it was her whole, out of all she went through this year, her whole storyline was, I said her baby looks like her dad with a bow. Meaning a girl of her father, just like him.
Yeah. So it's safe to say you and Portia are not on good terms right now. Got it.
Tomorrow, later day, after day, I'm cool on her. I'm cool because you know what? This is my thing. If it's a misunderstanding, or if you've decided that I have went so far, like you're cool on me, that's fine. But the tit for tat, back for forth, especially when you know my intention and you know me genuinely did not come for you. You know that I was not talking about your kid. You know that. So if you need a storyline and you need a moment, boo-boo, do you. I get it. But I'm not finna go down this road with you because I got to get up and get to work in the morning at 6 o'clock in the morning on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. So I don't have time.
See, and that's another thing. You see, like that's how electric you are. You went to you stepped into to Ricky Smiley and Dish Nation to when she was on maternity leave.
Well, let me clarify. Yes, let me clarify.
Okay.
I am a co-host on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. That is my paid contract to gig.
Yeah.
I filled in for Dish Nation before Portia was ever pregnant. When Gary had cancer, that was when I first filled in. Then I filled in for the Brat when she went on a vacation. Then they decided they liked me. So every time someone was out, they called me. Then Portia needed to go on maternity leave. So they thought instead of finding somebody to fill in while she's on maternity leave, Eva, do you mind? No problem. Be clear. Portia has no check to give nor to take. She has no job to hire nor to fire. She did not hire me for Dish Nation. I was very clear.
She made it seem like that.
She made it seem like she did. Now, don't get me wrong. Portia does an amazing job on Dish Nation. She is hilarious. She is relatable. I'm not going to take from her because I don't like her. You know what I'm saying? The girl does her thing. Was I coming in there trying to step on toes? Now, where she feels threatened, I don't know, because that was never the case. I never wanted to work there. I never asked to work there. I was asked. I never asked. I was asked to work there. I
Word.
did not take the job. I decided to go to the Ricky Smiley morning show from 6 to 10 every morning. And I love my gig. I absolutely love it. Portia was never on the Ricky Smiley morning show, and I was never contracted to Dish. It's a big misunderstanding, and I think it's something she likes to perpetuate because she likes to make people gave me something.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Which another point on the season, which I kind of got irritated by, and I really vibed from that too. And when they tried to police your blackness about the whole nappy headed comment show, it's like, you are a black woman. I was so lost on me.
I said a lot more on the reunion. Mind you, it's edited. It's a
Right.
3-part reunion. There are a lot of storylines, right? But
Yeah.
let me say it very clearly on here. I will not be told as a woman what I can and cannot say, what
Yeah.
colloquialisms I can and can't use. I can say edges, but I can't say ashy. I can say nappy, but I can't say red bone. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
My mother's black. My father is black. My husband is black. My children are a graduate of an HBCU. My husband is a double graduate of an HBCU with a law degree. So
Spell it
the
out
club
for him, girl.
you
Yes.
choose to use today,
Yeah.
well, you will not dictate because I don't know, but I wasn't there on the day of color association and assignment. God didn't ask me what color of brown you wanted to be. He just said, you're beautifully black, go and be. And so you're not going to tell me what part of the community I can and can't be in because colorism does exist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mom, I have brothers darker than you. I have brother lighter than you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Black beauty runs the gamut. And I'm not going to play and perpetuate the idea of the who thinks who is cuter. I'm fly. I'm dope. If I was dark, if I was light, if I was thick, if I was thin, it don't matter. So you're not going to take that away from me because God gave me the color he gave me. That's your insecurity, not mine. I can't stand that.
Yes. Oh my God. Thank you for saying that, because I was watching it. I was cringing at my TV. I'm like, how? Do not police this black woman's blackness. Like, what is that? You can't tell her how.
But she can say ashy and she can say edges and she can call people bald headed and all of that, right?
Yeah.
Because God made her a little bit darker brown. That's why. So she can say all of that stuff and I can't. You know, I got my hair pressed with the pressing comb and the grease burnt my scalp in my ear like every other little black girl. I chose to go natural like everyone else. We chose not to do the perm like everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, don't play me. I'm as black as they come. We go in every color. And don't fool these white people either.
Exactly.
Don't let them think that we are anything else. We are all together here.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that, Eva. Because listen, you talking to some light-skinned black girl who gets probably bullied by her friends, like, oh, you white or whatever. Yeah. So important.
But then you go into a white community and I don't feel like I'm white and they don't think I'm white. So then where do I belong? If I don't belong in my own community because you don't identify with my color because I'm lighter than you, even though I'm as black as you, I done fried the same chicken as you, could fry it better than you, was on the drill team. You know what I'm saying? All of that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I can't stand it, but I think it's very, very whack. I think it's very simple. I think that, and then the whole the homophobia. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Who's gay? Who's not gay? Who cares? Unless you're in the bed with me, who cares? I think it's disgusting.
Eva, girl,
but they, you know, they edit some parts. They don't let us say all our piece.
The last thing I want to talk to you about is, how do you feel? Because obviously we all fell in love with you in Top Model, which I'm not just saying because you're here, I swear to God, one of my favorite pictures in Top Model ever is the motherfucking spider picture. Yeah, you know. Yeah, how, with everything going on with Tyra, do you like, Top Model had some
they better
risky,
leave my mother alone.
I mean, they had some risky photo shoots, Eva. The race changing, it was correct. I watched seasons 1 through 22 back in the fall. Like, I just binge watched it on Hulu, and I was like, oh shit, it was a little crazy. But what I think is that it was just a different time, and Tyra was trying to teach girls how to adapt in industry because industry wouldn't adapt to you. So I think that's what she was
not
teaching.
even just how to adapt to the industry, but showing what the industry was, because I think a lot of the nastiness and the dirtiness was hidden. You know what I'm saying? So to really talk about those things that are not accepted and that are frowned upon, which the regular person would be like, what's the problem?
Right.
No.
Right.
But Tyra has made a way personally for hundreds through Top Model, but generationally and culturally through thousands to millions, just redefining what we look like.
Yeah.
The thicker girl, the shorter girl, the girl whose skin isn't perfect, be it vitiligo or be it acne. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So what Tyra did was she challenged us to look beyond what we were taught beauty was and to really redefine it and to find it in ourselves. And for that alone, you got to give her just due.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, at the end of the day, my husband has a saying, I am nothing but a ball of flaws stitched with good intentions.
Ooh,
And that's who
that's
Tyra
good.
is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Tyra's not perfect by any means, but the
Yeah.
work that Tyra has done so far on this earth, baby, is to be commended. She has done an amazing work for the Black community, for beauty, for women, for Black women, like on a
Yeah.
whole nother level. For anyone that's ever felt different, for anyone with freckles, for anyone not been with the in crowd. I wasn't popular. I wasn't cool until I did a show called Top Model. And that
Yeah.
was the first time I was actually the in crowd, like the popular one.
Yeah.
And my beauty that I never even recognized as beautiful was relatable to millions. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And that transcends beyond. So, you know, I'm not saying what Tyra did across the board has always been perfect, but what I can tell you is that her intention has been. And for that, you know, your hat goes off to my hat goes off to her. And I
Yeah.
forgive her for what she did, that she, you know, I think if given the opportunity, she would do things differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I look back, there are things I would do differently in life,
Same.
especially given what I know today, right? So
Yeah.
we're using today's knowledge, judging yesterday's mistakes. We can't do that to her, especially
Yeah.
with what she's done for us. Y'all better not come for Mother. That's Queen Mother. Leave Tyra Lynn Banks alone, okay?
Well said, Eva. Eva, I could talk to you for literally years. When you come to New York again and the studio is open, please come down so we can have a proper
Yes.
kiki with a cocktail and play some
Yes.
fun games.
I'm planning on being out there in October to see Jay Manuel for something. So I will hit you when I come out there.
Okay, please. I'll DM you on Insta.
Yeah, well, we can get each other's phone numbers. We don't have to. Don't be grand. Don't be grand,
No, no.
Monet.
Listen. I don't know if you wanted to. I'm like, I don't want to
Yes.
overstep. I don't know if Eva wants
No,
little on me
no.
having her
I'm gonna
number.
slide you my information, and you're gonna be my new good Judy, honey.
Okay, stunning.
Yeah.
Have a good day, my love, and say hello to the kids.
I will. Stay beautiful. It's so fun
You
playing
too.
with you.
You know, daily, yes, I said daily, don't judge. I get tricked into subscribing to an OnlyFans account that's as exciting as a James Mansfield meet and greet. Lucky for us, Jasmine Rice has done all the heavy lifting, and she left no jock straps unturned.
Hello, my dear subjects. It's your Queen Jasmine Rice, La Beja from the Your House of La Beja here in New York City, and I'm here to evaluate and fellatiate and penetrate the trends of OnlyFans for you. Ooh, fan. Oh. Today's page that I'm going to review is hosted by forgot his name. Oh my god, I'm a fucking goldfish. I'm feeling fish today. Tanner Thomas. Yes, Tanner Thomas. His handle is at tantalizing. Yes, that is spelled just like how it sounds, which I have no idea. I'm gonna leave it right there for you. English is my second language on a good day. So Mr. Thomas is what I would describe as a cisgendered white male, or he might be a light-skinned Latino. I don't really know because, you know, I have small Asian eyes, but he looks very privileged to me. He is what I would describe as a twink. Oh, I kind of want a Twinkie now. He's not really that built. He has very lean muscles. He has a weight limit. So if I get on top of him, he'll probably break. The only position that Mr. Tanner Thomas can have with me is if he used me as a bouncy house. He's very pretty in the face. He has darker features. He has dark hair and darker eyes. I think he is more on the smoother side. This panda got lasered. It's just like a beached whale. I'm not going to really review photos here because I'm more of a visual queen. Like, I want motion pictures. I want like action shots. It seems as though he has a lot of oral videos more than actual penetration. I know there are some people who get off on oral videos. I personally like to get all the holes used in the body. I'm a greedy hoe. Stuff it all in. His technique is there, I think. We are from two different schools, you know what I mean? I'm more the school of like the COVID-19 test, like shove it all the way in. He's more on like the mouth area. He doesn't really go all the way deep. It's very like hand motion, like I'm a competitive eater, just like kind of a moment. Some people are into that, you know, delicate flower action. I'm more of like a full blooming onion action. Preferences. His page to me is very, it's just vanilla. I just prefer chocolate. There's no like je ne sais quoi about his content, in my opinion. His lighting isn't the best. His camera angles aren't the best. And, you know, sometimes I do like those kind of settings. It's like a spy cam moment, like you're at a spa, like a massage parlor. You're not supposed to be recorded, but you're recording it anyway, kind of a feeling. He does have some good content. You know how these OnlyFans influencers, they like to collab with each other, which I live. But those contents, I have to say, are very highly produced. It seems as though he didn't film it. It's like more of a collaboration. But baby, you are a beautiful man. You're supposed to show the best angles. Invest in a nice tripod and a ring light that will make your booty hole just glow. Baby, wait until my OnlyFans content drops. So Tanner has 109 posts, 133 pictures. Baby, she's a selfie queen. 64 videos and 383 likes. 383. I don't know why that number makes me giggle, but it makes me giggle. Asian math numbers. Tanner's bundle package deal is this, baby, okay? And bundles are very important, just like this human wig. 8 bundles, 30 inches. You know I like a good length. His monthly subscription starts at $10 a month. His other bundles are 3 months and 6 months and annual. The 3-month deal starts at $22.50, which is 25% off. And 6 months starts at $42. And the annual 12-month subscription starts at $78, which is 35% off. Baby, that's a good deal, honey. How many fans do I give him out of 5? 2. And this is why. You're trying to make money, honey. Okay, you need to invest some a little bit. Go on Amazon Prime. Get yourself a little bundle deal with a tripod and a ring light. It might take a little bit to get to you because even with Amazon Prime, it's going to take a week because of this quarantine. Everything is preference. Everything is subjective. I'm entitled to my opinion. You're entitled to yours. Just because I'm right and you're wrong doesn't mean anything, okay? But I have to say, if you like that smooth, vanilla, beautiful, twinkie, kind of sexual feel, please go check him out. His bundles are very, very affordable, so do it. Support your LGBTQIA+ community members. That is all for this week. Tune in next week to see who I'll review. Will I be a fan? Maybe. So delicate. Peekaboo.
When allegations about season 12 contestant Sherry Pie bubbled to the surface, our next guest found himself at the helm of the scandal. Here to share his side of the story, let's welcome the lovely Ben Shimkus.
Hi, how's it going?
Ben. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, so good. So good. Here in quarantine, living my life in my parents' basement.
Oh, are you? Wait, where is that?
It's in upstate New York, about 4 hours north of New York.
Oh, listen, all the gays are leaving Williamsburg and going upstate. You're one of them.
That's me, yep.
Also, your last name. A lot of people can't pronounce your last name. I'm like, it's not that hard. It's Shimkus. What is so hard to pronounce a Shimkus?
It's phonetic.
Right. I don't see what the problem is.
It's been so funny to watch people completely butcher my last name, but then also just ruin Joey's last name too.
Oh yeah,
like,
it's crazy.
Not even close.
So Ben, so what prompted you to make the Facebook status? Like, were you like waiting for the right? Like, did you just feel the right time was then? Or like, what prompted you to make it?
It was a few different things. So at the time when I made the Facebook status, I was working on a cruise ship.
Oh,
And so
really?
yeah. And so like when you're on a cruise ship as a crew member, you have to pay for Wi-Fi. So like
Oh.
the only reason why I posted it exactly when I did was because I was able to get off of the ship that day and go to a restaurant and get free Wi-Fi.
Work.
So that was one of the big reasons. But otherwise, like, I mean, it's the same thing as what happens with a lot of other victims. Like, you are coming forward because you see a person that you don't want to have the limelight because they've done something, they've created some sort of tragedy in your life that you don't want them to perpetuate that tragedy towards other people. And
Yeah.
so recognize that like Sherry's gonna have a big platform, so why are we giving this to her when the public is not aware of like how she's handled her platforms in the past?
Yeah. So had you spoken out about it before, or was just Facebook Statics the first time you like had like said it out loud?
So this happened to me 4.5 years ago. It was when I was a senior in college. And so I told professors in my school, I reported it to the Student Resources Board at my
Oh.
school. And there's a little bit of there's a shady story there too, that my school actually hired Sherry to come back and perform in a drag show later on that semester with Alaska and Fifi. Alaska and Fifi had no idea that this was happening.
Right.
We didn't pay them at all. But yeah, like
So
basically,
after
like
you had went forth about the allegation, they went and hired Joey later on that
yes,
same year.
that same year, like 2 months later.
So in the whole back and forth of the email and the scandal, like when did you put two and two together? Like, oh, this is bullshit, and this is Joey.
So, I mean, there were lots of like little tiny hints that this might not be right that happened throughout the time. Um, I was definitely like one of the first victims that this all happened to. So I don't think that Joey had this like completely smoothed out as a process yet.
Which is so crazy to think about that, like he had done it to so many people. He had like a process.
Yeah. So and like that like I've said this a few times, but that exposes a bit of my privilege in this circumstance too. And that like, the things that we ended up hearing happened to Josh and that happened to Daniel and some of the other victims, like they did not happen to me. So, but yeah, there were like typos, there were like weird times when like I wouldn't hear from Allison at all. And so eventually I reached out to Playwrights Horizons, and when I reached out to them, they were like, oh yeah, we don't know Allison Mossy at all. And that was when the whole jig was up.
Oh, okay, wow. So now, so you were mentioning some of the other stories. So have you and some of the other accusers slash victims, have you all like, I mean, not shared stories, sounds so trivial, but like, have you guys spoken about these incidences to one another?
A bit. A lot of people have reached out to me directly. We haven't like created a group or anything like that.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, and I actually did not know, I would not have known Josh's story and Daniel's story if it weren't for the journalism, the like stories that came out.
Yeah, the big piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. So have you heard anything from Joey slash Sherry at all since it all came out?
Yeah. So
Really?
yeah, I did. About an hour and a half after I posted it, Joey left a voicemail on my phone, and that's the only thing that I've heard. But it was.
And was he apologetic? Was he like, this didn't happen? Was it remorseful?
It eventually got there. So the whole voicemail is 2 minutes and 13 seconds long, and the first like minute and a half was him talking about like his mental health and his journey, and then about a minute and a half in, then he eventually says, "I'm sorry."
It brings me back to the season 12 build interview they did, and towards the end, that segment when Joey was like, yeah, people deal with mental health issues and sex allegations, so it's so crazy that he keeps on recognizing his mental health, but almost using that as a crutch. Do you feel the same way?
It completely qualifies every piece at like how we as victims are supposed to handle it in his viewpoint. And so I give almost no credit to him for talking about that.
Talking about it.
You know, it's not about him suddenly becoming like an advocate for people that are going through mental health crisis. It's definitely a moment for him to say, like, this is why you shouldn't hold me accountable.
Well, which brings me to my next question. Speaking of Drag Race, do you feel Drag Race did the right thing by editing him down, or would you wish they took him out completely? Like, how do you feel about it?
Sure. So I think that the response and what we've seen in the US has been amazing. I've been like super proud of Drag Race.
Like, I've forgotten some scenes. I literally forgot that they were even on there at all. Like, legitimately, like, forgot.
Completely gone. And like to masterfully like create a full season where someone who's quite like could have won was completely taken out. It is so well done on their end. Now the only qualm that I've had is like I've heard reports from people that watch Drag Race from other countries that the edit that they got was different than the edit that we saw in the US. And so like Sherry was in more edits, and then like I've heard some reports that like in certain countries that like the whole like black screen with white lettering saying like in light of recent allegations, that whole thing that happened at the beginning of every episode, that may not have happened in some of the countries that people.
Well, I think so, in the U.S. they were really taking it serious. I'm not saying other countries were taking it serious. I'm not saying that, but you know, I guess it may have it was kind of a big thing to fly under the radar. I don't know. That's weird. Is that like definitely?
So I've heard about it from there's like a person that's from Germany that I heard about that from, that was like a fan of Drag Race that reached out to me and was like, yo, this is like completely like Sherry's still in it. And then I heard about it from like a few other people like through like the Sherry Pie fan club accounts that exist on Instagram. So whether or not we're really dealing with like the highest level of intelligence there is like questionable, but
So my last kind of question I want to ask you is, do you think Sherry is sorry? Because I mean, I know some people in nightlife and they honestly think that she's kind of living for it, and she's like, everyone is talking about me. But again, I don't really know Sherry / Joey. We've had very limited interaction, so how do you feel about it?
I mean, so Alexis Michelle just recently talked about this on Trinity's podcast, that like there was apparently some kind of like contact between the two of them where Joey showed absolutely no remorse for the circumstance. And like that, with my history and having known Joey for as long as I did, like that doesn't shock me really. So unfortunately, but
and who knows the amount of victims that may be out there that haven't come out yet or will ever come out. So that's kind of big reach.
I've said like I have about 40 people that reached out to me that talked about their experiences. But what's not included in those 40 people, so like of those 40 people, 5 of them so let me start. So the 9 people that have come forward with their stories and like spoke to press sources about it are all included in those 40 people.
Got it.
But there's one person that I included in my original Facebook post that has never reached out to me. So I know for a fact that this happened to him too, and he has not said anything. So I know that there definitely are more people that this could have happened to.
Well, listen, my dear, I think that a lot of us are really applauding for your bravery and your courage to talk about it, because it is such a crazy thing to talk about, and sexual assault survivors and who had the courage to speak out should definitely be applauded. And I hope that when you watch this season, you happen to see some clip from some country who didn't edit it out, you don't get triggered.
Yeah, no, I will be okay. I think that our community has done such an amazing job of listening to our stories and hearing what I had to say about this and hearing what all of us had to say about this. And so I think that this has turned into a moment that at one point was really triggering for me, but I feel super empowered by this. And that all is because of people in drag. That's, that was you and Bob on Rivalry.
We talked about it.
Yes, but you guys said so many things that at that time I was feeling I was really questioning why people were asking me the why now narrative as much as they were. And you guys both talked about it. You said why are you asking him that question?
Yeah.
So, but that kind of advocacy, talking about Marty Gold Cummings talking about this as much as she did, and and Jasmine Rose Sabatia, Sissy Walken, all of these amazing drag queens. This is this happened because of drag. So,
well, listen. What are you up to now? Do you have any projects coming up? You wanna tell us about a plug?
No, hire me.
Man, thank you.
Working at Target, so please thank you.
Thank you for coming and talking, and stay strong, my love, and wash your hands.
Will do. You too.
Okay, my love. I'll talk to you soon. Well, y'all, that's it. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Exchange Rate. It truly was fun. Obsessed with Eva, best friends. And that's it. Wash your hands, read a bitch if you need to, and remember to always keep your currency in check. Peace. Hey y'all. Listen, I was just thinking, I have not done a meet and greet in literally so long. I miss the fans.
Coronavirus. Girl, the only person I see on a regular basis is Tom Nook.
Who is Tom Nook?
Ugh, old people.
You black bitch.
Listen, I think that we should do a little private meet and greet and have a Kiki and a little digital get down. You know what I'm saying?
A digital what?
A digital get down, girl. It's going to be really sensual and fierce and a little private moment with the fans.
That is actually a really good idea. They could screen record, take selfies, just all the same things you could do at a regular meet and greet.
Yes! Right. I can't wait to meet everybody. It's going to be a cute little Kiki.
Yeah!
Make sure you get tickets to our digital get down on May 31st. They're on sale now. See you there.